Last night on MasterChef Australia.
Finally, I get my turn to shine.
Andre went head-to-head with the chef in black, Emmanuel Strawbat.
I was pretty impressed. My food's getting better, and I believe it can only get better.
Tonight, our chefs face their toughest challenge yet.
Today, you need to prepare for battle.
As the Royal Australian Navy will expect nothing but the best.
You have to cook for 200 hungry sailors.
And one of them will be eliminated.
Make sure it's seasoned, make sure it's hot, and make sure it's good.
And to up the stakes,
we've called for reinforcements.
The judges have a surprise in store.
I'm feeling a bit of pressure now.
Gentlemen.
We all know why we're here. An important decision to make. We've got 4 left in the MasterChef kitchen that obviously we're pleased with. You know, we've got Andre, we've got Sam, Julie and Chris. And of course on the outside, we've got Julia and Lucas. Someone's about to be crowned Australia's first MasterChef, and it's our responsibility to make sure that the right people are still left in this competition. Do we think there's anybody that's been unlucky in this competition and been eliminated that deserves to be here in the MasterChef kitchen still? Justine, the queen of French food, sweet and sour noodles, and she was out of the game. Aaron.
Gee, he knows his stuff.
He does, yeah.
You just really can't question his commitment.
And Poe. Could Poe take out the title?
It depends on which Poe it is. The crazy risk-taking Poe, or is the Poe who delivers those amazing dishes.
Now, Tom, he's one of our best cooks, I think, and yet was eliminated.
But does he deserve a second chance in the competition?
Trevor.
Baitgate.
He cooked us bait.
Was that his one big mistake?
The person that wins MasterChef Australia has to be the best amateur cook in Australia.
I think we know what we have to do?
Yeah.
Are we agreed?
Yeah.
Good.
Got up this morning and it was still pitch black outside. It's a very early start. Some would say this is what being a chef is all about. I would say it's still very, very early to get up in the morning.
It's been so quiet in the house lately with only the 4 of us there. We've each got our own bedroom and it's just like we're rattling around like lone lolly in a tin.
Another early morning, we've got a big challenge ahead of us. Just waiting to see what it is. I know it's going to be a big, big challenge.
The fact that we're leaving so early must mean that we're in for a hell of a long day.
We had a really short drive this morning from the house and we've ended up at a Royal Australian Naval Base and we pull up next to the HMAS Canimbla, which is a rather imposing ship.
Being alongside this huge ship is a little bit scary. I'm feeling quite intimidated by this.
Being welcomed by the naval officer of the HMAS Canimbla was an interesting feeling. You sort of get a bit awestruck by the enormity of the ship itself. hundreds of people running around, obviously doing their thing and making sure that everything's functioning on the boat. And I'm sure they're working up massive appetites.
Hello everyone. Well, today you need to prepare for battle. Now, today's challenge is the most daunting so far by a long shot. Today you'll be making lunch for the sailors aboard this ship, HMAS Canimbla. I should warn you, however, there are more than 200 sailors aboard this ship.
We find out we're going to make lunch for 200 sailors. There's only 4 of us. They've pitched some insane ideas at us before now. So, you know, we've always pulled it off before, so I think, you know, why not?
For the 4 of you to feed 200 people is a seemingly impossible task. So we've done you a favour to help you out in the kitchen. We've called for reinforcements.
What?
Matt tells us to have a look over at the side of the ship. We approach the edge and this Navy SEAL-looking boat comes screaming around the corner.
Here we go. I was thinking that this is some sort of team, some sort of hardcore, staunch cooking team for the Navy. I had no idea.
We're looking over the side of the ship and an inflatable speedboat comes round and as it comes in close to the ship, 3 faces look up and it's Tom and Justine and Poe. Oh, that's such an exciting moment. They're waving and I'm just over the moon to see them all.
It was really sincerely a lovely moment.
How are you guys?
And I went straight up to Sam and Julie and gave them a big hug.
We're all really happy to see them. I'm wondering what the hell's going on, though. Are they here to do some kind of challenge and one of them might get a wild card back into the competition? I don't know. This is going to be strange.
Wow! What a surprise. What you need to know is they're not just here for this battle. They're here to fight the rest of the war.
I think my reaction when I hear that these 3 guys are back in the competition for good is it's kind of mixed. I'm happy to have them back, but I'm a little disappointed. I feel like it's 1 step forwards and now 3 steps back. With only a few weeks to go, I think it's going to make it really difficult.
Now, you know that we're serious about finding the best amateur chef in Australia, and that's why we've upped the ante. That's why we want to bring back the best that we've seen and pit you against them.
I was absolutely thrilled when I got invited back, and the fact that the judges selected me as someone that they thought had more potential but maybe went out a little bit too soon, I'm very flattered by that.
I could keep eating that. That's beautiful. Well done.
I feel honoured that my cooking skills have been recognised and that I am good enough to actually come back into the competition. So I need to actually prove to the judges that their decision was the right decision.
It's a very clever dish. It's beautifully understated. It looks spectacular. It's probably your best work. Well done.
I hope I have what it takes to be the first MasterChef because I'm passionate about food. I'm passionate about what I want to do with it. I have a clear direction of how I'm going to use MasterChef to my advantage.
After seeing the dish you put up today, I've only got 2 words to say to you. Serious contender.
We believe these 3 returning contestants deserve a second chance. They're talented enough to be in this competition, and they're talented enough to possibly be Australia's first MasterChef.
You know, I love everyone here in this competition, but when it comes down to it, I'm here for myself, and I'm going to do what I have to do to stay in this competition.
This will really prove how good you 4 are, to see if you can up the ante and see yourselves in that final week and maybe even take the title.
They might think they're refreshed and they might think that that's beneficial for them, but I know that being refreshed has nothing to do with this competition. You've just got to act now and put your best foot forth and justify why you're in the competition.
But let's refocus back on today's challenge. These are the rules. Lunch is to be served at 12:45 sharp. You have full access to all the ingredients in Canimblah's food stores. The 7 of you will each make your own dish, and it can be whatever you like. The sailors will individually choose what they'd like for lunch, and they'll each give a vote to the chef who they think did the best job. The two of you who receive the least number of votes will be facing elimination tomorrow. But that's not all. The ship's commanding officer, Commander Stuart Taylor, will be inspecting your food. He'll taste all your dishes and cast a secret ballot. His vote will be worth 10 bonus points. It's a boost that could keep any one of you out of elimination's reach.
When you're talking about 200 people spread out over 7 of us, 10 votes is significant. If he chooses your dish as the favourite, that is a significant advantage.
HMAS Canimbla is known for quality food. And think about it, these guys need to eat well. Guys, we need to move this to another gear now with the 3 additions back in the competition. It's time for you guys to go and look in the pantry. You'll have time to devise a menu. What are you doing? Get in there.
After the break, it's a battle of gigantic proportions.
Wicked!
200 of the Australian Navy's hungriest sailors need to be fed in just over 2 hours' time.
Make sure it's seasoned, make sure it's hot, and make sure it's good. Guys, I'd like you to meet Chief Petty Officer Cook Brett Meldrum, known as Molly. You have to cook for 200 hungry sailors. They're on their feet, they're mentally, they're physically exhausted. They need to be nourished.
We've got to cater for over 200 sailors. We've got just over 2 hours prep time, which is not a lot. Each of us choose a dish and we get judged on our dish by the sailors and the captain.
Molly, you've done this a few times. Any advice you can hand over?
Keep the place tidy. There's not a lot of real estate to work with in here. You need to wash up as you go. Keep on top of it, because I don't want to have to keep on top of you to keep the place clean.
It's smaller than I expected, actually, for the size of the ship. The ceilings are low, sort of the bulkheads are very low, and there's pipes and things like that, so it's a bit, looks a bit sort of daunting.
You've got an opportunity to get in the pantry now, create a menu, because at 12:45, there's going to be some hungry people down here to eat. Let's go.
We get to choose any of the ingredients in the HMAS Canimbla's pantry and cool storage room. Straight away, I just thought of big meaty dishes. The right dish to make is really important because the sailors are voting with their stomachs.
Yeah, I'm making a meat lasagna with a mixture of beef mix, pork mince and veal mince. Usually the lasagnas I do are a little bit different to this. I don't cook for, a portion of 200, so it's a big task.
Justine, you happy to be back?
I'm so happy to be back. I don't want to go. I want to stay. I'm so pumped.
What are you making?
I'm doing the lamb shanks.
Now, I mean, lamb shanks, you want them falling off the bone.
I want them falling off the bone. Traditionally, lamb shanks are on a slow braise and cooked over 3-4 hours, so they fall off the bone. I only had 2 hours.
Are they in the oven? Are they getting sealed off?
Yep, they're in the oven. I floured them, cook them for as long as I can until they're nice and golden. So I've put the lamb shanks in the oven on a really high heat to get the cooking process happening, and I can put them in my sauce for the last stage of the cooking. Yeah, and while that's doing, I'm going to do my mashed potato.
Good luck.
Thank you. Thank you.
I'm cooking a Moroccan-style tagine chicken and serving it with a herb couscous. It's weird just catching Tom or Justine out of the corner of my eye when you kind of think they've gone. Yeah.
I'm not feeling threatened by these 3 guys coming back. I've beaten them before, just going to have to do it again and hopefully don't make any mistakes in the meantime.
Stoked to be back. I went out taking too many risks, so I'm playing it safe today. I'm going to make a vichyssoise, which is a potato and leek soup. I spotted that the potatoes were already peeled, so I thought I kind of, have something already done. And then I'm just going to make some really yummy, cheesy croutons to go with them. I'm going to do salt and pepper squid and chips. Squid's a bit frozen, but I'm sure it'll defrost in time.
I've sort of given myself a task where all I need to do before service is prep, because you can't have salt and pepper squid sitting around. It goes disgusting. But I will have to cook throughout the service.
Tom, what are you doing?
I'm doing a chicken curry. I'll do up my base, onion, garlic, ginger and spices.
OK, mate, good luck.
Thanks. I've been out for a while. I've come back refreshed and ready for the weeks ahead.
I'm going to do a prawn, garlic, chilli and tomato pasta. I'm obviously going to keep it really simple because we're cooking for the masses today. No doubt in my mind, the hardest thing about today will be the short amount of time we have to prepare this massive amount of food, as well as the fact we're in an unfamiliar kitchen.
Molly, how do you think the contestants are going?
Oh, they're going well. They're going well. I'm certainly looking forward to see what they're going to put out today.
Tom's doing a chicken curry. What are you looking for in a good curry for these guys and girls?
You know, flavour but moist. Yeah. You know, nothing too dry. As long as the flavour cooks through in time, it should be all right. It should be nice.
Andre's doing lasagna. Is that one of the crowd pleasers?
Yeah, lasagna's a big seller. He may struggle.
Because, I mean, he has to cook the mince, get the flavour into it, and then layer it with the pasta, then bake it.
It'll be a push. It'll certainly be a push to, you know, get it together. Yeah.
I feel like a nonna.
I could never imagine myself cooking lasagna for over 200 naval troops, having my head over a big cauldron, trying to beat the hell out of the meat sauce and get the chunks out of it.
This kitchen's very different to the MasterChef kitchen. The enormity of the equipment, it's massive. These massive kettles that are, you know, that could hold 30 litres.
Wicked! This is one blender. It's pretty interesting. I mean, obviously everything just takes so much longer. And look at this. Looks like it comes from Bunnings.
And then that's it.
Guys, you've got 1 hour to go. It's the Australian Navy that we're feeding today. Make sure it's seasoned, make sure it's hot, and make sure it's good.
Most dishes are looking good. I'm worried about Justine's lamb shanks. The sauce needs to be made, and it needs to be in the brat pan now.
Well, I think they're nearly ready.
I'm taking this competition probably more serious than at the beginning because you don't get a third chance. This is my second chance to come back. If I'm eliminated, I'm eliminated for good.
Guys, you've got 1 hour to go. It's the Australian Navy that we're feeding today. Make sure it's seasoned, make sure it's hot, and make sure it's good.
The mood in the kitchen's kind of frantic. Nobody's talking. Everybody's just heads down, bum up and going for it. I think they're really feeling the pressure.
There's a lot going on in this challenge. We've got to cook for 200 hungry sailors. We've got to produce 7 individual dishes, so each one of us produces our own dish. And we've got a time crunch. At 12 o'clock, the ship CEO comes and tastes our meals. And at 12:45, all the dishes have to be ready to feed these 200 hungry sailors, so it's pretty full on.
Usually in these challenges, we usually work as groups, so one blue and red team. It's not the case today. We're all working individually. Today is really focusing on your dish and getting it out on time.
Are you going to get the lid on this now, Justine?
Sorry, just one more mix.
Oh, righto.
Yep, we're ready to go now.
Because if it's not ready...
It's getting there. It just needs to be cooked.
This is the meat for the lasagna. I'm getting ready to construct the lasagna now.
The choices that people have made mean different things. For instance, lasagna has got to be not only prepped but completely cooked by the time service starts.
Right, we need these in the oven in about 4 minutes.
Yes.
My dish, on the other hand, I get more time to prep, but it can only be cooked at the last minute.
They're just blanching, which I'll just cook them and then lay them out to cool and dry out, and then when it's time for service, they'll only take a couple of minutes.
So I'm well aware that the choice I've made means that service time, I'm going to be going hammer and tongs at these chips and squid.
Well, Julie's doing chips and calamari. You know, you can't go wrong with that. But if the chips aren't crispy and the calamari's soggy, they won't like it, will they?
They won't.
Chris is making like a Moroccan-inspired chicken with couscous.
I'm excited to see it because we haven't done something like that on here before. We do a Moroccan chicken, but not like that. So it's always good to see you have other people's ideas in the galley. It should be an exciting dish.
Here, Captain speaking. Noting the usual high standards that our own chefs prepare every day, I'll be heading down to the galley to make sure that the standards are what we expect and what we demand.
That is all.
No pressure, no pressure. Excuse me, guys.
The CO's vote is worth 10 points as opposed to all the others, which are worth 1. And that could be the thing that tips the balance, because there are 7 of us and 200 sailors. So if you divide that up, if it's even, we get 30-odd votes each. So that 10 could really make the difference of winning or going home.
How are we going, Sam?
Very good, mate. What you have here is a prawn pasta with chilli, garlic and basil.
Okay.
Would you like to try?
Yeah, I'd love to.
Okay, get a bit of prawn on there.
It's not bad.
It's not bad?
It's not bad at all. Well done.
Thank you.
Good.
Good. Thanks.
Of course, you're always a little bit worried when people come around and test your food before it's 100% ready to go out to service, but it has to be at the highest standard or else it won't pass the test and you can't serve the sailors.
Justine, what are we cooking today?
Today I'm doing lamb shanks with creamy mash and some gremolata on top.
Hey, do you know lamb shanks are probably the favourite meal on board the ship?
Are they?
That's
that's
right.
good.
But the pressure's on.
I know the pressure's on. Got to make sure they're just as good as
And they'll let you know.
Oh, no.
You know, it was a little bit twofold to know that it was a favourite dish between the sailors because, great, it could sell well. But if I did them wrong or they didn't like the taste, it could really put me in a bad position.
I'm making a potato and leek soup, which is here. And I'm just going to make some croutons now in the last...
Feeling the pressure?
Thrusts of death, yes.
That's right. You know that I've been in the Navy for 27 years and this is the best food I've ever had in the Navy on here. That's the standard you're going to be measured against.
Okay.
The HMAS Canimbla has a reputation in the Navy as having the best food, so that's a little intimidating. I'm not afraid of being able to produce a good dish, except to produce a dish that's going to feed 200, it's going to be really interesting to get the flavours right. So it's a little intimidating having him come and, you know, cast his vote.
You got enough?
Yeah, there's a couple of lots in there.
A couple of lots?
Yeah.
Because you know if they like one meal, they'll be storming you.
Absolutely.
That's right.
Yeah, been prepared. Bit of fresh herbs over the top, some sesame seeds, and I'll take you to Morocco.
Okay, good luck.
Cheers, thank you.
Thanks. I think from what I've seen, the most successful dishes are probably the salt and pepper squid is always a favourite. If Justine can pull off the lamb shanks, she's on a winner there, and the Moroccan chicken look pretty good as well. But the true test will be the sailors. They will let the contestants know whether it's up to their standard or not.
Guys, you got 30 minutes. Chop, chop.
My chicken's in there. It's now, I'm actually frying up the chicken in the curry paste. It's looking good. And I think bulk catering is what I do best, coming from the Torres Strait, where we do a lot of feastings for 200, 300, 400 people. So hopefully that'll work in my favour.
Molly, are you right for me to start recooking the chips and cooking the squid?
You don't want to cook everything at once.
No.
So, you know, small batches at a time, but keep them coming.
Lovely, I will. Thank you.
It's just before service and everybody is running around like lunatics.
Behind.
I think I underestimated a little bit how much it would take to kind of get all my dishes into bain-marie trays and ready, so I'm kind of frantic, mixing my couscous up, you know, stirring over the chicken, so I'm feeling a bit of pressure now.
A little bit stressed, but I think nearly there. Hopefully I'll be right.
5 minutes to go and I've just put my potatoes in the puree to whiz them up to make them into a nice mash. I'm worried at this stage because my shanks are still cooking, so I haven't put them in a nice serving tray yet, and I haven't put my mash in trays yet either, so 5 minutes to go, it's going to be very tight.
Couscous is done. I'm first.
Got it?
Yeah.
One of the most important things in a warship is timing and procedures and routines. Everything's timed down to the minute, and getting food onto the table so the sailors can eat is critically important, because if they don't, they won't get on watch and they won't be doing their job, and then we can put people into danger.
Ladies and gentlemen, it's time to go right now. If your food's not on the line, your food's not going to be voted on.
My station is right near the Bay Marie's, and I can hear mumblings and talkings of lots and lots of hungry sailors. So when that shutter goes up, God knows what's going to be facing us.
Ladies and gentlemen, it's time to go right now. If your food's not on the line, your food's not going to be voted on.
Today's challenge is a concrete outcome. We're working on one dish, we're to do it on our own, and it's voted on and the votes are counted. So this really is head-to-head cooking battle, and the best dish is going to win and the worst two dishes are going to go into the pressure test.
I'm feeling quietly confident. I think the chicken's come out really, really nicely. The couscous is cooked well. Just depends what these sailors like.
Actually, I'll go the chicken curry and the couscous, please.
Oh, yeah. Moroccan chicken's the first one off the foot.
It smells good. It smells real good. Lamb shanks with the mashed potato, please, Kate.
You and I have the first two.
People ate one?
Mine was first, then you were second.
The shutters go up, everybody's got their food out there, and the sailors get served straight away, and straight away you can see the food that they're going for. The lamb shanks, they're very, very popular.
Okay, can I please get the lamb shanks?
Lamb shank, please. Those ones are falling off the bone, but these ones are going to be just right if I can do another load. So hopefully they sold out.
I think my main aim today is to sell out of what I do. If I do that, I'm going to be very happy.
Oh, yes, another Moroccan chicken.
What's like lasagna, please, Chef? I've done 4 massive lasagna. I know lasagna is apparently a loved favourite on this ship, so hopefully it rings true today, the lasagna.
A quarter of the people have gone through. I chose the lamb shanks and it was quite tasty, but I think everyone is probably favouring the lasagna. Can't go wrong with the lasagna.
Chicken curry, please.
I'm actually quite happy with my dish. Ended up doing a curry, chicken and potato curry, and I managed to get rice done as well, and raita.
The squid, please.
I'm happy with my choice of dish, actually, because it's really all I had to do before service was prepping. I didn't have to wait for anything to cook. This is sort of all cooking as you go, which is fine with me. I've unfortunately also got to learn how to clean as I go.
I was directly under a fan, and every time I brought my bowl of flour from my workbench across to the fryer, the fan blew the flour everywhere. So yeah, it looked really messy, but in the middle of service and when I am cooking as I go, it's harder to stop and clean up.
Salt and pepper squid, please. Salt and pepper squid, thanks, Cody.
More squid selling well.
Beautiful.
Need to get it up here.
I'm happy that they are ordering the food. Whether or not they like it is a whole different issue. So you only get the vote if they like the food.
I got the salt and pepper squid. It's actually really good.
Lasagna, probably about an 8 out of 10. Yeah, it's pretty good.
I chose the chicken curry. I liked it, but I probably thought it was a little bit bland.
Chicken tandoori with couscous. My wife makes a better couscous.
Andre, that lasagna, please.
Yes.
Any more shanks? More shanks, don't worry.
Shanks coming! Coming!
Molly calls out that he needs some more shanks, and I'm automatically smiling because I'm like, this is good. People are eating my shanks.
We got lamb shanks, please. That's good, please.
I can't watch this. No one's eating my pasta. Come on, Harry, what do you want?
Lasagna, thanks, Chief.
Oh, the chicken and couscous, please.
Let's grab some corn and tomato pasta.
Are you back already?
The sailors come back for seconds and thirds, so they're tasting more than one dish. I think that's promising.
I got the curry before, so now I'm going for the salt and pepper. Don't tell anyone that.
Of course, I'd love to have the most popular dish, but I just really hope that I've done enough to not get the least amount of votes.
I'll have the lamb shake, thank you. Why is no one eating the soup?
Hutch, is this your third time around? Can you get soup as well, Molly? Yeah.
Like, I've literally sold one serve.
I
was so positive that soup was going to be a good thing, but no one was eating the soup. So I was getting pretty concerned because it was sitting on the same level I could see for ages, and people were already going through like their second, third troughs of food. So I was getting really worried.
Some more squid, Julie?
Yeah, it's on the way.
What happened here?
You know.
It's a flour factory in the galley.
Sorry. I promise I'll clean it up.
Julie's station looked like a bomb had gone off in a bag of flour. There was just crap everywhere. It's not good, not at this stage.
As soon as that's done, start cleaning up. We're in someone else's kitchen, yeah, so we pay the respect and make sure we keep it nice and clean. Yes, guys?
Yes, George.
More shakes? More shakes?
Molly, what's happening, man?
Lasagna sold pretty well. We're getting a second tray now. Lamb shanks on our third tray they've sold. We'll run out of them.
Yep.
But that's not a bad thing. We've got more choices. Soup hasn't sold and Sam's pasta's still sitting there.
Okay.
The fact is, the popularity of the dishes is important because whatever the sailors try and like will result in 2 people going into an elimination challenge tomorrow.
Come on, someone please have some.
Service time, there's a whole line of sailors waiting. I can't see the end of it because it goes around the corner. It's their lunch and they'll be putting a vote into a box at the end of the meal, and that vote will relate to what dish they like the most.
All right, I've got to cook some nice ones for the officers, I think.
The commanding officers actually eat separately. They've sent down their orders in terms of what dishes they wish to try, and we've all plated up our dishes, and they're actually being sent upstairs to their dining room.
It's hard to make this look good.
I'm actually happy they're wanting to taste my food, so it'll be interesting to see what the feedback will be.
Coming through.
Voting today is not done by the judges, it's done by the sailors. So each sailor casts 1 vote, the CO gets a vote of 10, and basically the 2 people with the least amount of votes today face elimination.
Had the soup and the curry chicken. The soup was really good. I like the soup. I didn't like the chicken curry because there's too many herbs and stuff in it.
Yeah, I just went for the lamb shanks. I love meat, that's why. The mashed potato was absolutely awesome. A lot creamier than what I've ever made, that's for sure, so it was good.
I've tried everything, actually, and they were all really nice. Not very many veggies, unfortunately, but I prefer the meat anyway.
It was very interesting looking at the table today and looking at all the different meals. I thought they were all of a very good standard. They all looked good. I actually sampled most and they tasted nice. In the overall effort today, I'd give them 8 out of 10 and I'd have them back any day.
Commander Taylor's vote is going to be worth 10 votes, which is obviously quite a few, so it can, you know, save you or take you into elimination.
Service is over. It's been 2 hours of non-stop cooking. The curry's almost gone. I'm feeling really pleased with myself. I've got a good feeling about this.
Oh, thanks, Tom. You see why I missed him?
We all regrouped at the end. Molly came around, congratulated us on a good job.
It was great work, team. I thought we were a bit worried at the beginning, especially Justine Shanks. Luckiest cook here. I think they came out nice and tender in the end. Every dish was nice. I tasted them all. I thought they were nice. I'm sure the crew did. They were coming back 3 and 4 times. So, so well done. You know, really should be proud of what you put out today. Thanks for having us. No, it's my pleasure. So great to have you here today. We really appreciate your help. Okay. Pleasure.
I was actually exhausted after that challenge, but at the same time I had an awesome day. It was a really fun challenge. I mean, how many people get to go on the HMAS Canimbla and cook in their galleys? Great day.
We walk back into MasterChef kitchen in a terrible feeling, knowing that somebody's going to be going home at the end of the day. Hopefully it's not one of the 3 who've just returned, because it'll be the shortest comeback tour in MasterChef history, I think.
Yesterday, this competition was rocked by the surprise return of 3 previously eliminated contestants, Poe, Tom and Justine. They've been brought back because the judges believe they've got the potential to become Australia's first MasterChef. So this competition just got a whole lot harder. All right, let's talk about what happened yesterday. You each worked individually to make a lunch dish of your own choice for 200 sailors on board the ship HMAS Canimbla. Well, the votes have now been tallied. and the two of you who received the lowest number of votes will face potential elimination this afternoon. The rest of you will enjoy a far more pleasant afternoon. They'll be heading off to the Three Hat restaurant, Mark, and enjoy a private lunch with Mark Best.
I think Mark Best is one of the best chefs around, so to go through and have that opportunity would just be, the best prize we've ever had, I think.
I think the most valuable thing about the challenge that you did yesterday, it's all about feeding large numbers of people. Feeding 2 people at home is comparatively easy to doing a restaurant service, but the hardest thing any chef can do is to feed large numbers of people with good, nutritious, fresh-tasting food.
What I was very proud of yesterday is that you all embraced the situation. Through all those emotions, you got into that kitchen, and it was quite a confined space with equipment that you've never seen before, like bread pans and jacket boilers, and they can be quite intimidating, and you all embraced it. Well done, very proud.
Right, let's talk about yesterday, but before we do, what is the favourite meal aboard the Canimbla? What is the ship's company's favourite thing to eat?
Chips?
Each lunchtime, they cook 100 serves of salmon with a tomato and avocado salsa. Now, none of you cooked salmon, which suggests to me that none of you did the most important thing about cooking for a big group, which is understanding what they want to eat.
I was staring at that salmon, I reckon, for 5 minutes before I chose to do the prawn dish, and I'm just like, oh, you're kidding me. I was so close to doing salmon. It's not funny.
Sam, remind us of the dish you cooked.
I cooked a pasta dish with prawns, garlic, chilli and tomato sauce.
Do you think a dish deserves to be in the bottom 2?
I thought I cooked a tasty dish, but it was a cold, wintry day outside, and the boys on the ship were, keen to get stuck into a big, heavy, meaty dish like a lamb shank or like a chicken curry, and that's fair enough.
So why did you choose pasta when the weather was bad at the beginning of the day when you were making that choice? There was salmon in the fridge?
There was salmon in the fridge, that's correct. Yeah, I don't know. It's just a dish I chose. No particular reason. That's what I chose to do.
And the problem with pasta, and it's been sitting around for a long time, it gets very pasty.
Yep.
And what we had was a dish that didn't perform well at the end of service.
Okay. I'm thinking I'm probably in the bottom 2, so if I hear something other than that, I'll be pleasantly surprised.
Julie, remind us what you cooked yesterday.
I did salt and pepper squid and chips.
I was very happy to see you put yourself under pressure where you were pretty much cooking a la minute, to the minute, and putting stuff up, giving fresh batches. Fantastic. The chips, I was a little bit disappointed how you cooked them, because I've shown you tips how to cook them on MasterClass. You par-cooked them in the fryer and then cooked them again, and hence why they were soggy, and I hope that doesn't lean you towards the bottom 2.
After George's comments, I'm definitely concerned that I might be in the bottom 2. If you advertise salt and pepper squid and chips, and the chips are soggy, I may not get any votes.
Andre, what dish did you cook?
I did a meat lasagna.
The comments we received from the early votes were very much that the pasta was undercooked and it was sloppy. When George and I got to taste it, I have to say, which again was at end of service, the pasta was properly juicy, still a little bit al dente, and the balance of bechamel and meat sauce was great.
Justine, remind us what you cooked.
I did the lamb shanks with some mashed potato.
Were you happy with the dish?
Yeah, I was. I thought it was a little bit too tomatoey because it reduced really fast. It was really hard to control that big pot that I had.
For me, the lamb shank was edible. It wasn't falling off the bone totally, where you could pick it up and sort of shake it a bit and it just sort of droops off. But, you could eat it with a knife and fork. So hopefully the lamb shanks were up to the standard of the ship.
Tom, chicken curry and rice? Potentially could be a winning dish because chicken curry is such a classic. You executed the rice well. Again, the flavour was a bit dull. They didn't seem to have that wonderful, rich, complex flavour that you get with a curry.
If anything, I actually thought my dish was too heavily spiced, so it's interesting that it wasn't as spicy as I thought it was.
Poe, you cooked a leek and potato soup. What made you think sailors would, dig leek and potato soup?
Well, it was a cold day outside and I thought surely they're going to go for soup and some nice, you know, crunchy croutons.
In terms of flavour, Matt and I actually enjoyed it. It tasted of leek and potato. So well done in terms of flavour. You know, at the end of the day, let's see if they like it.
Chris, you cooked a chicken tagine with couscous. Interesting dish. On the positive side, well cooked, couscous perfect and fluffy. As a negative, it needed a bit more vibrancy and kind of spice excitement. It was a little bit plain. The most important thing is it all went. They picked it up, they took your dish. The question is, did they like your dish?
I'm a little uneasy about where I might be sitting here. I don't think I'm going to be in the top. As long as I'm not going to elimination, I'll be all right.
Right, well, it's time to find out how the sailors of HMS Canimbla voted. I'll reveal those scores, starting with the highest placed dish. And remember, the two dishes that score the least number of votes, the cooks of those dishes will go forward to a sudden death elimination.
I find it almost impossible to know whose dishes went well and whose didn't. I honestly have no idea.
Person whose dish scored the most votes whose dish scored the most votes with a phenomenal 71 votes is Justine and her lamb shanks.
I was ecstatic. It was a good feeling to know that I'm back here, not scraping through, but I'm back here doing good things.
Well, Justine, you're back in the game and you're back as a major threat. Congratulations.
Thank you.
The next highest scoring dish with 34 votes was Julie.
Well done.
This may shock some of you. The third most popular dish with 24 votes was Poe.
Yeah, well done, Poe.
This is it. I'm back in the competition, so feeling disbelief, really, but very happy.
The fourth most popular dish amongst the sailors of HMS Canimbla, with 19 votes, was Andre's lasagna.
Well done, Andre.
I am now shitting myself because there's only 3 people left.
Chris, Tom, Sam, your dishes were the least popular.
Yeah, I'm not happy at all right at this point. There's only 3 of us left, and there's only one more spot to be safe. I'm not used to being in this position. I don't like it. It makes you feel sick.
Chris, you got 15 votes, as did Tom. The difference was the commanding officer of HMS Canimbla picked your dish. With 10 votes too, taking you to 25 votes.
Well, at the moment I realised I was safe, my heart started beating again, which is nice. It was a bit too stressful.
Surprise, surprise, to everybody's shock, I am in the bottom 2.
Sam, do you want the bad news?
Oh, did I get 1 vote?
You did get 1 vote?
That's good.
You only got 6 votes.
That's all right. It happens. I got 6. It's not exactly the most glowing report card.
Those of you who are safe from elimination can now leave and enjoy your afternoon at Mark. But make sure you say goodbye to Sam and Tom before you go, because you won't be seeing one of them again. In the meantime, have fun.
See you guys. Have fun, all right?
Knowing that I'm safe for the first week I'm back is a great feeling, because to get a second chance doesn't happen often, and I want to make sure I have a good shot of it this time.
Sam and Tom, your fate in this competition will soon be revealed. You're about to go head-to-head in a sudden death taste test. The first of you to make just one mistake will be gone. We'll see you back here soon.
Thank you.
Thanks, guys. So it's Tom and I facing off in a taste test sudden death elimination. I have been there before. Hopefully I can pull through it again, though, because I'd love to stay in the competition.
I've been brought back, I've been given a second chance, and if I don't get this right, that's it, and it's bye-bye for me.
Tomorrow night on MasterChef Australia.
It all comes down to this moment.
Sam and Tom face a sudden death taste test.
I don't know what I would do with myself if I didn't face elimination every week.
It's a chef's ultimate challenge.
It's moussaka.
And one of them will be going home.
It's a tough way to go out for whoever loses today. Even though you think it's obvious, you never know what sort of tricks they want to play on you.
You can only be lucky for so long, and maybe tonight is the night that Sam goes home.
Want exclusive recipes from your favourite contestants and judges? Go to masterchef.com.au.